Okay, let's do trigo now. You're supposed to prove this whole thing equals to this. Alright, so do you remember that we learned cosecant is 1 over cos, 1 over sine, right? So this is 2 over sine y. This cotangent is the inverse of this, okay, which means that it is not sine over sine but it's cosine over sine. So this is 2 cosine square y over sine square y. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, now we normally start from the left hand side, okay, and also because the left hand side looks more complicated. When it's more complicated, you can do more things to it. Okay, so how do we do it? What we do right is, you see the final thing has got cos and sine, right? So you must try to change to cos and sine ultimately. Now actually they're all in cos and sine, and that's the good news. What we need to do now, right, is we need to combine it into a single fraction. Why single fraction? So that we can combine them together and then make some do some manipulation to make them become this right hand side. Okay, so I times 1 plus cos y here. Now this I have, this I have, this. So I have this, which is this, I need this. Must put brackets. So it's 1 minus cos y, put brackets, 1 minus cos y. That's why we get this. And the denominator, right, is 1 plus cos y, 1 minus sine, cos y. So it's something like a plus b, a minus b. That's why you square this, and then you put a minus here. Okay? And if you know your formula sheet, you have sine square plus cos square equals 1, right? Of course, in your formula sheet, they write here a. But this a, you can change it to anything you want. So in this case, we need a y. Can you see that if I were to so-called minus cos square on both sides, this will become 1 minus cos square a. Okay? So isn't this, and isn't this, so it's just sine square y. Okay, in the exam you do whatever you can, surely will test you this one. Okay, then now what do? You do expansion. This time this is this, and this, and this, and this. Okay, then go and do this. Be very careful here because there's a minus here, so it's actually like minus, no, sorry, it's something like this times this, then you change the sign. This times this is actually minus, right? But you change the sign to plus. That's why it's this one. Okay? This times this, but you change the sign to sine, plus sign. Then this times this, then you change the sign to minus. Yeah, so after that, right, you will find that, oh, there are quite a number of things that you can cancel. Why can cancel? Because they are the same. This minus this gone. Okay? Then this minus this gone. And okay, I think I think that's all. So cos square, that's why I got 2 of them. Sine, that's why I got 2 of them. Like that, right? Then now what do? You see cos square here. Then you see the 2 here. You see? So sometimes it's good to know what is the ending. Then you see this over this. We'll give you this. Meaning to say, what I need to do now, right, is like that. Isn't this cotangent square? Oh, sorry, wrote wrongly. Isn't this cotangent square y? Then with the 2 here, the doggy here. Okay? And then this 2, right, just leave it here. isn't sine square y means sine y times sine y, so you cancel, you get this, there, cosecant what. Alright, so that's how you prove it. Okay, now we move on to the next one. Now you are asked to solve, what are you asked to do? Find the values of cosine y. So you are not asked to find y, you are asked to find cosine y. You see, they never ask you to find y, they just want you to find cosine y. So how do you find cosine y from what you are given here? If you remember, not say remember lah, you can refer to your formula sheet. This one equals to this one plus this one. You go and check your formula sheet, it's all there. So when you have secant here, right, you leave the secant alone. Why? Because there's no secant square, there's no secant square here, so you cannot change anything, but you can change this tangent square, this fella. You can make this a subject, right? -1 both sides, then you can change this to this. Of course, this is in terms of y, that's why you write y. In your formula sheet is in terms of a, okay? Then now, isn't this a quadratic equation? Ax square plus bx, this is 1, plus c. Your c is -1, so it's -2. This one come over here. Okay, then you factorize. I told you you can use your quadratic formula. Minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac, that one, right? I hope you still remember. We've done many of these in the class. You must try to recall them, okay? So this will be b is 1, 1, then the a is 1, 1, then the c is -2. After you have written this, right, press your calculator to get these two values. And remember, secant is 1 over cos y, right? So when it's equals to 1, you so-called cross multiply, then that's one of your answer. When it's -2, you so-called cross multiply. So cos y is -half. That's how you get this. Okay, so that's all. Alright, now let's move on to the last one. Last one. Okay, last one, they ask you to hence solve this. Can you see that this is sine, this is cosine, this is cosine, sorry, this is sine, this is cosine, this is cosine, this is sine, this is this. See, it's like sine become cosine, cosine becomes sine, right? How can this happen? Well, this happens using your identity, right? Remember we did this in class. If this theta, this 90, this must be pi over 2 minus theta. Okay? So what you need to do is to let the y become this, and then this will become this. The y you replace with this, and what is cos of this whole thing? Isn't it sine? Sine of this whole thing, isn't it cos? Cos of this, isn't it sine? So on and so forth. Then you will be able to get this thing here. Okay? Cotangent square, remember cotangent become tangent, and then this cosecant. Okay, cosecant, because it's 1 over sine pi over 2 minus this one, right? This one is 1 over cos, what? Then 1 over cos is secant, okay? So that's how you get this particular answer here. So that's why this is equals to 2. Okay? And yeah, that's all. Okay, we will do one more on what you call that, graphs. Okay, this graph, right, is not drawn well. I show you how to do it. So if you have this graph, one, you draw this one first, and then label here one. Must label. So you have done this already, very good. Now sine graph is quarter of an egg, quarter of an egg, quarter of an egg, right? And it's from here to here, and then the period you can find using this one is in degrees, so it's 360 over 1, which is just 360. Why 1? Because the number here is 1, okay? Which means that this is 360. Halfway, 180. Halfway, 90. Okay? Then 9, 18, 27. Okay? Then you transfer here, transfer here, transfer here, transfer here. Are we okay? Then now, you have drawn this graph already, you label it. Done already, this fella. This one, there's no moving up or down, it's just minus cosine. Minus cosine, I told you, you can, if you don't know this is the shape, right, then you press your calculator and check. Okay, so it's quarter of an egg, quarter of an egg, quarter of an egg, quarter of an egg. You must label this 90, 180, 270 and all that. Okay, so that's how you draw this graph. Now, the next part is a so-called difficult part. You see whether you understand or not. If the, you see, okay, by the way, I forgot to tell you, in the exam, right, you must get the shape right. You must label the X and the Y, all these, all these two you must label, -1 you must label, center you must label. That's what they mean. Then they give you the marks, okay? Then the correct intersection here, then they will give you the marks, okay? Now, if the X coordinates or the intersection of the two graphs satisfy this equation, find the value of K. Now, what are they talking about? You see whether you know what they're talking about. What are they talking about? Okay, so it's something like your E-maths. You must try to get this, okay? And try to get this. Alright? Now you see, I have cosine. Let's try to do the cosine first. Cosine must become minus x, right? You see here? Minus x, right? So I divide by -2. Divide by -2 here. When I divide by -2, this will be minus cosine x, right? Divide by -2, this will be minus k over 2. Divide by -2, this will be 1. But you see, this curve is this curve, right? So it must be alone on one side. So I leave you here, you don't move. You go over that side, okay? So I plus k over 2 sine x on both sides, Here's the equal sign, okay? Like that. Okay? Then now you compare. Compare with what? Compare with this fella here. Don't you agree this side must be this equation? So isn't this 1 this 1? And isn't this number here this number? So isn't this number 1? So k over 2 is 1. K must be 2. So that's all. Okay? So a seemingly difficult looking question actually is not difficult. They only look difficult. Some people they look not nice, but they're actually very nice people. Those nice looking, they actually not so nice. Okay? It's like that. Next time you will discover. Okay, this kind when they ask you to solve, right, how to do? Change to same base. Okay? The doggy is the 5 here. Leave it alone. You stay where you are. Okay? You leave it alone. Okay. This part here, they skip some steps. I show you the correct working, okay? It should be like that. 4, then I plus 5. Okay? The 5 is 5 over 1, so it's at the numerator. This one, I want to change to base 4. I write first, okay? Write first, then 4 right here, y right below. Then 4 to the power of 1 is 4, right? That's why this whole thing is just 1. 1 times 5 is just 5. That's why it is like that. Okay? Now, this other part is the so-called difficult part. Alright? But they like to test you this also. So you can, we have done this in class before. You can let m equals to log 4y. then you don't do all this, okay? You don't do all this, so that you will get m equals to 4 plus 5 over m. Then it has become a sec 2 question. Alright, where you have m squared minus 4m minus 5 equals to this. Then you factorize. You can use your quadratic formula if you want. So m equals to minus 1 or m equals to 5. So these are, you must sub back log this one. So it's log 4y equals minus 1. So y equals 4 to the power minus 1, which is 1/4. So that's your answer. Or it is log 4y equals to 5. So y equals 4 to the power 5. So that's your answer here. Okay? Yeah, so you need to know how to do this kind of questions. This other one, you can take a look You can take a look. We got no time already. So this one is actually equals to this. You leave it in 3SF. Okay? Let's see. Okay, we'll end here. I do one final video. Then that will be... Oh, sorry. This one I didn't discuss. Yeah, I discussed this. Okay? Solving. You want to find for values of y between this and this. Between this and this means no equal sign, okay? No equal sign. When will they have equal sign? If they say inclusive, then you equal sign. Okay, so if they say between, it is just between. Alright? Now, this argument okay, so we are going to use the add mat. Equivalent form, is it equivalent form already? Not really. This is 1 over sine 2y plus 1 over 3 equals 5 over 3, right? Then you cross multiply. So you will get 5. Then you so-called divide here, right? So it's 5 over 3. That's how... it's 3 over 5, sorry. 3 over 5 here. That's how you get this one. Okay, then you find your alpha at mat. Check your domain. Domain wrong. Because this is y, they tell us this one is y, but what we need is the 2y plus 1. Okay, so 2y plus 1, you must times 2, 20, right? 26, right? Then you must plus 1. You must I hope just now you can see what is written there. I think I zoom in and then I forgot to zoom out. I hope I didn't block. Okay, never mind. So sorry. Okay, if you can't see, let me know. You have to find the domain done already, right? Domain, no, haven't done yet. 2y go and plus 1. That will give me 21, 27. Then now you must divide by 3. So this will be 9, this will be 7. So that's how you get this. Okay? Meaning later after you have found your alpha, right? Actually, you must find your alpha. Okay? So you must be in the radian mode. Okay? Then you find your alpha. Let me show you what's the alpha. Inverse sine uh 3 over 5. So it's 0.6 something. Okay, then now you ask yourself your ASTC, right? Where should it be? You want sine to be positive, right? Sine to be positive, so it's here and here. Okay, but it can only be between 7 to 9. How is that possible? Because now I only 0 point something. Huh? So 0 point something, this first round cannot. This second round is, this is your alpha, right? This is your alpha. You take 2 pi minus this, right? Also not this range. So that's why you find that in order to get this, alright, you must try and take 2 pi. That means you go one more round here. One round, come back here. That means you must take 2 pi plus alpha, which is 0.64351. Then you find that A cannot make it. That means it must be this fella here. That means you go, it's not this first round, right? You must go one more round. So it's 2 pi plus this one. Okay? I repeat, you need this one. So it's this one plus this one. Okay, how do you find this one? It is 2 pi plus pi is 180 minus 0.64351. Okay, then this value you times 3 minus 1 divide by 2, you will get this. Alright, so this is a difficult one. Okay, we'll end here.